Hello and welcome to the December 19th episode of This Week in Kirkland, the official podcast of the City of Kirkland, bringing you timely topics and noteworthy news delivered to you every week. I'm your host, Jim Lopez, one of two deputy city managers here at the city, joined today by two members of our podcast team,
Kate Ryan
and David Wolbrecht,
as well as our special guest, Jeff Lockhart, Executive Director of the Kirkland Performance Center. Welcome, Jeff.
Hey, thanks, Jim. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're very happy to have you. And you have your own podcast.
I do. At Kirkland Performance Center, it's called KPC Underground.
So KPC Underground, and I'm coming on your podcast.
We would be honored to have you, Jim.
So thank you for
Super
coming on.
fun.
That's awesome.
So we're here. We're very excited to hear all about the KPC, the Kirkland Performance Center, your events and the campaigns you have going on. Very exciting. But before we do all that, here are some topics we're covering this week.
A few announcements including holiday city hall hours, budget adoption, and a podcast milestone.
We have a podcast milestone.
We do.
Hey, yeah. Also some tips on last minute shopping, also shopping safety, and other seasonal safety tips.
I think the tips on last minute shopping are especially relevant for me.
For you,
Okay,
Jim.
yeah.
Okay.
This one's for you, Jim.
I'm going to listen closely to that.
Okay, good.
I wonder if there are others.
Is there something we should be shopping for?
Maybe.
Good question.
Listen and find out.
I don't know. Anthony, who is really wonderful. I mean, we walked in this morning to This Week in Kirkland coffee mugs.
It's true.
So
Very thoughtful. Thank you.
You're very thoughtful.
I
person,
called it a
Anthony.
selfish gift. David rebranded it a strategic gift because they do have rubber bases, so
They
you
do.
won't
Yeah.
hear the noise of you setting it
Yeah.
down.
Anthony was like, it's
function
going to
and-
cause less editing issues.
It'll make
There
my
you
job
go.
easier.
It's
Yeah.
one less nuisance that I can provide to Anthony during the show.
You do have the Tom Brady
I
bobblehead.
have the Tom Brady bobblehead. Well, yes, but before we get into all of that, a quick reminder, as always, we have links and more information in the show notes for all of our items. So please check that wonderful resource out.
Yes, please do.
Okay, my friends, our big story of the week. If you have business to complete at City Hall, please note our upcoming holiday hours.
Yes, so city offices will be closed early at noon on December 24th and December 31st, and then closed all day on December 25th and January 1st. And critical services like fire and police will stay fully operational because those holiday elves aren't the only
They never
ones
stop.
working hard this season.
That's right.
Yeah.
24/7.
Public safety,
Yep.
We're very grateful for that.
yeah, very, very grateful.
Absolutely.
So the Kirkland City Council just made big investments with the 2025-2026 budget, and we're going to tell you all about that.
That's right. So the next 2-year budget of the city invests heavily in human services with a historic investment of $6.28 million.
Wow.
Pretty
That's a lot.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kirkland's budget just really demonstrates the city's commitment to high quality services. It sustains all levels of service that we've had so far, no cuts or anything like that. And that's really just made possible by strong fiscal policies, and it maintains our long-term sustainability.
Yes, so
That's
congratulations
great.
to everybody involved in that process. It's a big deal, and it's wonderful to get that done.
Yes.
And speaking of the council, the next meeting of the Kirkland City Council isn't until the new year. That would be Tuesday, January 7th. So we'll have some information about that council meeting in an upcoming podcast episode.
That's right.
Hey, everybody, do you still need holiday gifts?
Yes.
Apparently
Is
you
that
do,
what you
Jim.
do?
A rhetorical question?
Yeah, I mean, that would be my agenda. Kirkland's local businesses have you covered if that is the case.
Yep, that's right. And when you shop local, you're not just fulfilling those last minute needs, but you're giving back to the community.
Yes, wonderful.
Yep. But yes, you can find handmade treasures, tasty treats. Our small businesses have everything for everyone. So we do have you covered. You can explore more at shoplocalkirkland.com.
I think I'm eating a record number of cookies this year.
Oh, yeah, me
It's-
too.
It has been
Yeah.
a really strong showing.
Do you have a favorite
Yeah.
cookie, Jeff?
Oh my, yes,
Snickerdoodle.
yes. But this isn't very Christmassy. Good old school Chips Ahoy, man.
Chips Ahoy.
Chips Ahoy
yeah.
with milk, like a package can disappear super
Yeah.
quick. There goes
Oh,
a
yes.
dozen
Yeah.
down me.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
the squishy kind or
No.
the crunchy kind?
A crunchy kind that
The
becomes
classic.
squishy.
Oh, when you
With the
when
do.
you put them in milk,
Okay.
but only with
Ah.
chocolate chip, Chips Ahoy
Right.
in milk.
we
Wow,
got to
That was
move
a very
on.
specific, accurate
Because
answer.
I'll
now I'm
make it
getting hungry
Christmas.
again.
Oh,
Yes.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the question, though. Is
Why
it
did I even
taboo
ask?
to eat your cookies and milk with a spoon?
No.
No.
Oh, with a spoon?
Yeah.
With a spoon.
You just break up the cookies.
No,
and-
it's just you drop the whole cookie in the milk and
Oh.
you got to fish it out with the
Straight
spoon.
up.
Wow.
No, do that, but only add vanilla ice cream into that.
Oh, yeah,
the
there you
milk
go.
Now we really got
And the
to
Chips Ahoy. You know what? That's cheaper than therapy.
Fair point.
Fair enough.
Yeah, all
And
right.
it does
Covered in the
highlight
copay.
Oh my gosh.
the magical combination of
Oh,
cookies
yeah,
and
that-
milk. I mean,
True.
come on.
I mean, let's be honest.
It's just escalating.
Escalating.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, the holidays, everyone, as you know, are fun, but let's keep them safe too.
That's right.
David.
Okay, we got some rapid fire here.
Yeah.
Package thieves? No thanks.
No, thank you.
Yeah, sign up for delivery alerts and hide those packages
Yes.
when possible. Fire hazards?
Nope.
Keep candles away from decorations and water your tree regularly if you have one. Pet safety? Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Update your pet's microchip and pet license info. Make sure they're licensed. And also keep an essential kit for them with food, water, medications, and a towel.
Don't forget to license your pets.
Absolutely. That's number one thing that you can do for your pet safety.
Yeah,
And more tips in the show notes.
of course, that wonderful
Nice.
resource. Hey, do you know Metroflex can take you to the village at Totem Lake? Did you guys know that?
I recently learned
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Tell
that's
us about
right.
that, Kate.
Well, Metroflex is an on-demand transportation service. It operates on weekdays, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., offering rides with just a click or a call. And yeah, take it to Village of Totem Lake, right?
Yeah.
Enjoy movies, shopping, spas, coffee. It's just right away. Solo riders can be 13 years and older.
So it's basically just like Uber or Lyft, but
Right.
but it's pretty much cheaper.
Yes.
I don't need another reason or breaking down a barrier to get me to the Nordstrom rack. It's just
Right.
Well, we were just
like a beeline. for
we
me.
just went and saw Wicked in the theater there.
Oh, did you go there?
Nice.
Yeah, super good.
It's
So
fantastic.
great.
I love that theater.
Got to see that.
Anyway, so get there with Metroflex.
There you go.
Metroflex will take you to all of that goodness.
Nice.
Hey, do you have storm debris piled up? That would be yes.
Ah,
Oh, you
okay.
do?
Well,
I have storm debris piled up.
Jim,
Oh.
you can drop off that debris and others like Jim for free at select King County transfer
Ooh,
stations.
that's good to know.
Yeah, and so that's coming up December 21st and 22nd and January 11th and 12th. So the Houghton Transportation here in Kirkland is not participating in this. So folks can consider Factoria if you're more in the south part of Kirkland or Shoreline for those in the north.
Yeah, we got to put that info in the show notes. That's really, really good information to have this time of year.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick shout out to you, everybody, our amazing listeners.
That's right. We recently hit the milestone of 7,500 downloads. Yeah. So let's keep that momentum going as we reach 10,000 and beyond.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank
You
you.
are the reason why we do this podcast. So thank you
That's
for
right.
listening, and let's have some fun in the new year.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, a few upcoming events for you to check out.
Yeah, we got stewardship events with the Green Kirkland Partnership, so help care for our natural environment. Several opportunities in the coming month. Kirkland Teen Union Building, their
Oh.
next open house is coming up on January 7th. Drop by and folks can learn about the programs and offerings. And our next co-working and business advising day. Super cool. Come on January 8th to City Hall. Connect with other businesses and advisors to help grow your business.
If you haven't gone to the K-Tub, the Kirkland Teen Union Building lately, you really
Yeah.
should. go.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
redid the whole
Amazing.
thing.
Yeah, it's really
Beautiful.
awesome.
It's right next to your place, Jeff.
It's beautiful. No, it
Yeah.
really did turn out great, and it's going to be really exciting to see how that transpires over the next year. It's beautiful.
Yeah, because you're doing a big renovation of the KPC.
We are big time. We are in the
time.
middle of that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So
Well,
there's
we're
a
going to
lot
hear
going
about
on.
that. I was like, don't jump the...
Yeah, it's a perfect.
Jim, I could just get it
Get
started
you
right now. Let's go. But I'll hold off.
Yeah,
I'll hold
well,
off.
that's a perfect. It's a perfect segue because that brings us to our 5 over 5, Jeff. 5 questions in what is sure to be over 5 minutes. With our special guest, Jeff Lockhart. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jim.
You're the executive director of the KPC. Big
Yes.
job, big responsibility,
I'm honored. I have
Yeah.
a lot of fun doing it.
and we're very grateful to
Nice.
have you.
Thank you.
Now, you're here to talk about holiday shows and cheer and the Elevate Kirkland KPC fundraising. So that is exactly what we're going to talk about, how you're going to be up redesigning in some ways and beautifying and bringing up to speed this wonderful theater.
Yeah, we are super excited about that. KPC is almost 30 years old.
Wow.
And I just, my philosophy on a theater, I think theaters aren't museums. I think theaters that are doing their job or get worn out. They get beat up. And
Gotcha,
Yeah.
We got almost 80,000 people going through their year. About 12,000 are kids, and it's getting worn out. It's time to update it, and we're doing that this year.
Well, that's
Nice.
really
Amazing.
wonderful. And we're going to hear
Okay.
all about that. But first, Jeff, we have a couple of questions for you.
Hit me.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
How did you come to our wonderful city originally?
I moved to Kirkland in 1985. I grew up in Federal Way. I came to go to college here at Northwest University, which was
wonderful.
called
Wow.
Northwest College. And that's how I first came to Kirkland.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
most of my adult life, I liked it so much, I stuck around and been a Kirklander. Moved away a couple times for work, but that's how I got here.
You got bit
That's
by the
awesome.
Kirkland bug.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Fell in love with that
Absolutely.
city. Shocker.
I know, right?
Such a beautiful city.
It is a great city.
Amazing.
So, have you come to have a favorite thing about the city?
I love, man, there's so much to talk about. The proximity to the lake and the proximity to Seattle. And I would dare call it an oasis of Seattle. And
I love that.
Yeah, really, there's not many parts in the Seattle metro area where you really do have a small town feel, but all the stuff about being close to the big city. It's just a lovely community with great people and a great place to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, really well stated. It's really
Yeah.
interesting because it's kind of transformational both ways, right? We hang out in Kirkland, this beautiful village feel, like you say, by the water, and there's so many cool things to do. We have wonderful art and entertainment, KPC, and just shopping, and just there's so much. It's a very vibrant community, but it's a small town feel. Then you go into Seattle and you get that really cool big city.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And you
Yeah,
have both.
yeah. Yeah, both.
And
You
then you
come
have
back to-
Bellevue.
and you got Bellevue.
Yeah. And I don't take this for granted either. And not just because we're here talking amongst in the city building right now, but it really you do have a sense of intention from leaders, community, businesses, a commitment to a good quality of life.
Yeah.
The things, values that we aspire to here, neighborliness. Just being a good place to live, being good to our neighbor. Not every community can say that, and I'm honored in Kirkland that there is an overall, general value of life being better and being neighborly and have those kind of values of quality life.
I really agree
That's
with that.
beautiful.
Jeff. I
Yeah.
really agree with that. I agree. Thank you, Kate. It's really wonderful to say, and I do think it's very intentional. And I have this, I've been thinking that, and this isn't kind of a radical thought, but there's a relationship between the two. Like the city councils over the decades have made commitments in the collective quality of life of the community. And I think those commitments become reflective in the culture of the community. Don't
very
you
much.
think?
No, and I can say it from my perspective. I don't think many Kirklanders know the relationship between Kirkland Performance Center and the city. That the city owns the building.
Yeah.
Our main sister organization is the city, and not every theater is that. And there's only 4 or 5 municipalities in our state that have that relationship with the theater.
Okay.
So the fact that the city, it was when the Kirkland Performance Center got built in the late 80s, it was grassroots people who were patrons of the arts in the city that built that very intentionally because of the belief of what the arts means to our health, our mental health, our physical health, our community
Absolutely.
health. And that was very intentional from the city of Kirkland from the get-go, and which is there's only a few cities in our state that have that relationship.
Make that,
with the theater.
that relationship and
Yeah.
make that investment. And thank you for saying that. I mean, it's kind of endemic on a lot of things, like the preservation of the waterfront. The city made investments to preserve the
Right.
waterfront area so folks could collectively enjoy it. And I think the KPC, Jeff, thank you for raising that very much. City owns that building, and this partnership we have provides, the arts, and arts are so essential for a thriving community. And, more recently, the CKC. I think the
Cross
Cross-Kirkland
Kirkland
Corridor
Yeah,
falls into
that's
that category. So
Well, I do want to just take the opportunity to say, more than just the city owning the building, KPC would not exist were it not for the city, and it goes beyond just the ownership, the things that people, the maintenance of it, the taking care of it. We'll talk about the campaign. That was very much a collaboration between us and the city, and looking at what do we want to be the next 30 years. And it wasn't just us cooking that up on our own. It was our partnership with the city that allowed that to happen. So,
yeah, and it truly is a partnership. Like, we've been jointly working together to get the funding necessary to do that. We're
right.
going to talk all about that because that's called Elevate, right? The
Elevate KPC, yeah.
So tell us about Elevate KPC.
Yeah, Elevate KPC is the branding and the campaign to elevate KPC. It's taking the next level. Like I mentioned a second ago, we've just done a great job wearing it out.
Yeah.
And then the exterior of the building won't change much. That'll still look lovely and like it does like that. But when you go inside the KPC, starting from the stage to the street. So all the stage decking will be new, all the stuff that you don't see, the rigging, the curtains, all that'll be brand new that makes the show happen. And then the entire auditorium will be redone, redecorated. It'll be beautiful. And then the number one thing I get from people is when we're getting new seats, because the seats are getting a little cronky, and then man, people, they ask, we listen. Cup holders. So we got cup holders in the seat.
You got to bring it into modern times.
Oh man, no,
Cup
bring your
holders.
beverage in. Yep, and that's gonna be
I
cool.
was just going to say, if you have cup holders, then you're allowing beverages.
Yeah, we do allow
You do allow
beverages.
that.
Yeah, we just want to make it easier for you to bring your
there
beverages
you
in.
go.
So then the lobby will be the decor out there, but it's just going to be brought into the new century and beautiful and a place that you're going to want to go spend your time. There's 400 seats there. The back row is only 35 feet from the stage. That'll be the same. We're just going to enhance that theater and really be a crown jewel of an intimate performing space in the Puget Sound.
This theater,
Nice.
KPC is the real deal. Man.
It's amazing.
I mean,
It is the real deal.
you have the highest level performers. I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
Sure.
But I urge everybody, if you ever got the opportunity to walk behind the backstage of the KPC, it's wonderful. You see the ropes and all the accoutrements of a major theater.
Yeah.
But you also, there's quite like, you're going to upgrade all the star, what do you call them? The
Dressing room.
The dressing rooms,
green room,
yeah, the
the
green room.
Not that it's all about the stars, Anthony.
No, to that point though, that's getting worn out and beat up. As a matter of fact, during the pandemic, with the city's help, we remodeled the green room. That's getting it's getting beat up. Right? So 5 years later, so no, that'll all be upgraded a bit, and yes, it's just we're super excited about it.
Because all in the back, you have all those dressing rooms, and it's definitely full service theater. It doesn't surprise me. You have Grammy Award winning artists, and you have a full theatrical.
What's
agenda.
cool about that is you in a given week you could have a Grammy or Tony or Oscar winning artist. The next day have a recital or a choir from kids or school. Next day have a local act. The next day have a film. There really is. Just so much going on there.
And
that
Jeff,
affects our community.
we do our community, as you know, we do our community appreciation night there.
Yes,
It's a very big night.
it is. And and I remember last year, Jim, you got up and did a little song and
did a
dance,
little song and
little off Broadway
Yeah, just a
action.
little.
Little off Broadway.
Yeah, little
show.
Fred Astaire kind of.
We get dressed up. We wear the tuxes.
It was
It's a
very
night out.
it was very Fred Astaire.
Ish.
Yeah, esque.
So if you want to see what we're talking about, if you want to experience all that, May 7th. We'll
There
be at
you
the
go.
KPC.
Yeah, mark your calendars.
Yeah,
May
mark your
7th,
calendars.
2025.
So I had to
Good night. That was fun.
Jeff, I had to pitch there. I had to pitch a little bit.
Yeah.
No, that was a fun night. We look forward to that. So yeah.
And rumor has it that Anthony Girardi is the voice that emanates from above.
Yes.
I can neither confirm nor deny that statement.
Ladies
and Anthony, gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
In the
welcome.
house.
Anthony in the house. So, Jeff, when is all this going to be finished? Like, when does the community experience the amazing new KPC?
Yeah, we're projected to be finished. I'd say March 1st, 2026.
Wow.
So in about a year from now.
Wow, that's
a little
great.
over a year. So we'll do what we have to do all that work, and probably around the 1st of March of 2026, very soon, it'll be all in.
And you're going to figure out what you need to do in order to keep the theater open?
That's correct. Yeah. So there's a lot of work along that, but there's a balancing act to be constructing and keep it open, and we'll have that all dialed in.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. So how can people get involved in Elevate KPC?
If you want to go check that out more, elevatekpc.org, elevatekpc.org.
Put that in the amazing
Yes,
show.
and that's going to be in there. But the story of the KPC and why we're doing this and all the things you want to know, the ways to involve, the ways to give, all that is listed on that website. There's a short film we produce that's on there. It's a super fun website.
Yeah.
And that's all in there to talk about how to do that.
Fantastic.
So, Jeff, that is amazing. And that is a big part of your day at the KPC, I assume, these days. That it's probably kind of consuming.
100%. It is, yeah. Most of my time is spent on that fun work.
Because we're talking millions of dollars from the city, the state, from your
Yeah, on that
donors.
note, a $4.6 million project. We've raised $3.5. We got about $1 million left to go, maybe a little under right now.
nice.
And that's mainly come from the investment from the city of Kirkland. And then Kirkland joining with us to write a grant took a couple years to get done with the state of Washington.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
I want to say how profoundly appreciative we are to our leaders in Kirkland again, and then also to our leaders in the state of Washington for that. And then foundations, corporations, individuals. We launched, and the part of this campaign is called the Take Your Seats campaign,
Nice.
where people can
Ooh.
sponsor a seat and
Nice.
have your name on the seat for the next 30 years.
Hey, hey.
And that's a great thing to do. Hey, if you're talking about Christmas presents, what a cool present.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to pitch this.
Just saying, there's some
Just
seats
saying.
left.
And guess what? That Christmas present will keep giving for 30 years.
Hey.
It's a tax write-off.
There you go.
How many Christmas presents are tax write-offs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do my service.
For the theater.
Well,
trying
you
to help.
did it.
Trying to help.
So that's got to be all consuming. But you do a lot. You really do a lot there for our community, for the theater. One of the things I want to ask you about is this amazing studio that you built. Like people may not know this, but separate from the actual Kirkland Performance Center building, you have a new studio.
Correct. It's called KPC Studios. I
Surprisingly.
thought that up. That was original. that was original. And so there was some nice folks that had a abandoned veterinary hospital up on 7th Street behind Brown Bear Car Wash and all that place.
Okay, yeah.
And then for years, a lot of musicians were rehearsing there, and they moved away and, make a long story short, donated that building to KPC for a decade for rent-free, and we had to go and remodel it and pay the utilities and stuff like that, but it's super gracious offer to us. And then
Yeah.
we took a year and a half to do that. We had a group of volunteers that donated 40 hours a week for about 9 months.
Wow.
And
Wow.
completely, I should have called like Chip and Joanna Gaines to film this because we flipped it from this
Flip
yucky, flip or flop. So we flipped this animal abandoned hospital from a yucky
Wow.
that to a beautiful state-of-the-art recording studio. So KPC Studios, it's a functioning state-of-the-art recording studio, but also all of our education programs happen there, and people can come in and take songwriting or voice lessons or guitar or piano or ukulele, or we have a community choir, and all that happens at the studio.
So it does two things. It's at least two things. It is a educational center, like you're teaching there.
That's correct.
Right? And you record there. It's a gorgeous studio.
It's like a rock and roll teaching hospital. Yeah.
So you say hospital because you did keep some of the
That's right.
Accoutrement.
There is a X-ray light thing that we have X-rays of guitars and stuff in there now.
Oh,
And then there's
wow.
the old, super old. Now I wouldn't have surgery under this. This was scary. There's the old surgery light.
Oh,
It's
the
kinda-
like domed sort of
yeah,
thing,
it
or
looks
like
like-
concave.
It,
or-
it looks
Yeah,
like
yes,
looks
big.
like a ray. Looks like Star Trek.
Looks very science fiction.
Like, is this gonna ray gun me or help me?
Yeah.
But it's so cool. Like I can't turn it. So it's in the recording
You have to
room.
keep them
Yeah.
there.
And why is it just because it's rad looking?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
And
come on.
so that is KPC, and also hey, we'd love to have famous rock and roll. Pearl Jam, if you're listening, you are. We'd love to have you, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah.
We want you to
Eddie
record
Vedder,
at
come on
KPC
down.
Studio,
There you
please,
go.
if you're listening today, which I know you must be. But really the intention of it was that we were demystifying what it meant to create music together, build a community around it. That's really the spirit behind KPC Studio. We want the community to come in and build community around creating, making music, and recording together, and doing it with world-class tools. And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Wow. So how?
Nice.
So say one of our listeners is like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing." How do they get involved there?
They can go to kpcstudios.org.
Hey, look at that. All right.
That was I thought that up too.
Yeah.
And
Very
and all that information is on that website.
Okay, wow. So folks can rent it, they can record there, they can just
Learn
all the-
there,
yeah,
everything.
Classes,
Nice.
love it.
And then I know you have this wonderful vision of you learn, right? You maybe record, and then you come over to the big show, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Walk down the street
Right.
into the Major League Theater, 400 seats, boom.
Exactly. The impetus, one of the impetus behind the studios and Elevate, like people ask, why are you doing that all right now? We want to get it all done in the next year because we see it more as an arts campus.
Yeah.
Not only you entertain in the theater and you're learning at the studio, but then when you learn at the studio, you don't perform it you perform it at the KPC.
Yeah.
For example, our choir, does all their shows at KPC. So I think it's pretty cool to get off work, be in the ABBA choir or the Taylor Swift choir or the David Bowie choir and go, I got a gig at KPC tonight
There you
doing
go.
David Bowie music. And it's super fun.
Do you have a Taylor Swift choir?
Well, the choir always has a theme. So far we've done Taylor Swift, we've done ABBA, David Bowie, we've done Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton. We're doing the Beatles next month.
And this is the public comes to listen, right?
Yeah, usually about half the place gets sold. About 200 people show up
We
for
need
it.
to, we need to promote that. Cool.
It's
That's
super rad.
amazing.
Yeah.
Do you do like Major Tom?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jim, what kind of a question is
Yeah.
that?
In fact,
Jim,
rhetorical question?
Jim.
I need to withdraw that
Jim,
question.
Yeah, that
seriously.
shocked him
I'm
into
embarrassed
silence.
that I
Yeah.
asked that.
It's Christmas time. Please don't insult me.
I don't know what inspired me. to
Of
do
course, we're doing ground
Ground
control.
control, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
that. Now, you also have a band. Like you have several bands.
Yeah,
So people might get to see you perform.
Yeah,
at
I
KPC.
play in several. I have a group of friends that we've been playing together about 20 years, and then we have several bands. This one band is about 5 different bands.
Yeah. Which is wonderful because it's different genres of music,
It is.
which is kind of a salute to your bandmates' talents.
Thank you. Yeah, boy, we have a band that is a Beatles band called Good Day Sunshine. Just 2 nights ago, we did a benefit concert
Did
for
you?
Elevate.
Oh, nice.
We raised $10,000 for Elevate,
Wow.
and
yeah,
that was
wow.
we played Abbey Road note for note, and that was really fun. Then that same band, we have a band called Long Live Rock, and
What's that music?
Long Live Rock is cliche
music?
classic rock. It's like, Led Zeppelin and
Yeah,
Queen and Steve
right.
Miller Band and the Rolling Stones and all that
Nice.
stuff. And then we just launched a Pink Floyd show at KPC a couple months ago. We're touring that. And then we also have a band called Laurel Canyon Legacy, which performs
saw
all
that.
that great
Fabulous.
music from the 60s and 70s in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so just a labor of love. And I call it all the music that was on my mom's Volkswagen Bug when I was a kid.
I love it.
And I just was imprinted in my brain, and I love it. And and
great.
it's a lot of fun.
I
Nice.
heard Laurel Canyon. You guys were fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to have, thank you, Jeff, and thank you for all that wonderful work. So much to get involved with KPC. We'll have all the information in the
Yep.
show notes.
Yep.
We want to play a quick game.
That's awesome.
Are you game?
I love playing games.
All right,
yeah,
we're
especially the holidays.
Yeah,
That's what you do.
Nice.
Music-related experience.
Let's do it.
And we're thinking kind of like Jeopardy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say an artist, give our listeners a minute to see if they know who I'm talking about, and then maybe you can give us a little KPC-related insight about that.
That's good.
Sound
Yeah.
good?
Alex Trebek would be proud
Yeah,
of
Alex
that.
Yeah.
That's right. In his
Okay,
This
memory.
goes out to Alex.
All right, so
Yes.
we'll get started here. You ready?
Let's
We're
do it.
calling this, what are we calling this? KPC Curtain Call.
That's
Curtain
right.
Call. Okay,
Yes.
ready? Who is Lisa Loeb?
Lisa Loeb is a amazing singer known for the hit song "Stay, I Missed You."
Yes.
And she performed at KPC in June of 2024.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
wow,
cool.
it's just past summer.
Yeah, just the summer.
Just
Kind of
a
an iconic video, I remember. Lisa
Very,
Loeb.
that
Yeah.
was a very iconic
Yeah.
MTV video.
Who is Don Felder?
Don Felder is the writer of the song Hotel California, former Eagle, who performed at KPC in 2018.
He wrote Hotel
He
California.
wrote Hotel California. You know what? I'm not supposed to do this, but once in a while I'll bring an album for an artist to sign, and that was one of the times I invoked that privilege.
Wow.
So it says, to Jeff, Don Felder, signed on my original first pressing copy of Hotel California.
Whoa.
Dude, that's hanging up in the living
Put
room.
that in the freaking office
Oh,
or living room.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was
Yeah.
on cloud 9 when I got that
Oh,
song.
that's so
Yeah,
great.
that was cool.
Okay.
Who is Mavis Staples?
That needs a moment of silence. Mavis Staples is the legendary singer of the Staples Singers, and her legendary American treasure. Used to sing for Martin Luther King at his rallies, and she is a classic American treasure soul singer. And she was at KPC in January of 20. The last show we did before the pandemic shut us down
Wow.
was Mavis Staples, and
my
she.
God.
Is that right?
Oh my! I'm getting chills. Right, I'm literally
Yeah,
getting chills.
chills.
Like, my favorite show I've been at KPC 11 years. Best show I ever saw at KPC was Mavis Staples, January 2020.
Wow.
My favorite show at KPC.
Wow.
Yeah,
So great.
I'm getting chills up my back right now.
So great.
Yep.
And just cutting to the chase here, I see you had Philip Glass.
Philip Glass was there right before I got there in 2014. He was there in 2012, but people still talk about that show. So Philip Glass, celebrating composer and
yeah.
music pioneer. He
totally.
he was there and did a heck of a job, and people still talk about that.
Trombone Shorty?
Trombone Shorty.
Yes, I love them.
Yeah, legendary artist from New
Yeah.
Orleans, bringing a funk, jazz, R&B. Trombone Shorty was here in the spring of 2018.
Wow.
We can't even get Trombone Shorty here anymore.
Yeah,
I saw
okay.
him at Chateau Ste. Michelle last summer.
Yeah. He's big.
He's amazing. So when
Yeah.
first time he came to Seattle, he did it at KPC.
Nice.
And so we were fortunate to have him.
All right, last question.
Yes.
Who would you like to highlight in your 2025 upcoming shows?
That's easy.
Easy.
Yes, because I'm so excited about it. So we, for the next Elevate KPC benefit concert taking place May 30th.
May 30th, everybody.
On sale now. Selling fast. Get your tickets. It's going to sell it very soon here. Jacob Dylan and the Wallflowers.
Oh, great.
At KPC. So I'm super excited about that coming up.
Yeah.
Proceeds go to help get Elevate KPC done. Or help toward that project. We are super excited to have the Wallflowers.
Oh, that's so great.
I'm excited.
Well,
amazing.
bravo, and
Yeah.
you do have an amazing agenda. And
Thank you.
It's a very diverse agenda, and it's wonderful. Provides wonderful benefits to our community. So thank you, Jeff Lockhart.
Thank you, Jim.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks, David. Thanks, Kate.
All
Honored
right.
to be here today.
So don't forget to sign up for one of our park stewardship events.
Yes, everybody, and don't miss next week's episode as podcast favorite Gina Jan shares 7 essential tips for post-holiday sustainability and reducing waste.
Yeah.
It's gonna
It'll
be
be
a good
very
time.
interesting and fun, as it always is. And that does it for this week, everybody. You've been listening to This Week in Kirkland. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Special thanks to Anthony Girardi and Angela Brown for their behind-the-scenes magic. Thank you. Our next episode is December 26th. Until then,
Stay connected, Kirkland.